Okay, this video is about how to gain health by using a custom health bar. So you'll see here that I'm moving here. I can't pick up the health bar. I can't pick up the health because I have full health here, so he's not able to pick it up. But if he goes to the carrot, the boss, gets hit, he loses a life. Then he's able to pick it up and he gains his health. And if you go into the pit this time, he completely dies. So I changed a couple things. Okay, so the first step. So, like I talked about in my previous video, is that you have to have the character parented. So the object left has to be parented to the object right. For if you're going to have the camera view pretty much follow the character, which is probably most cases with scroller games, you're going to have him move to the right, the camera's going to move to the right too, or move to the left, and the camera's going to move to the left. So you want to have the object left parented to the object right, but since you're using a custom health bar, for some reason Game Maker is not picking that up, so you have to, anything that you get hit or anything that you're colliding with and getting hit by, you have to pretty much mimic everything from object right to object left, and that's what I've done here. So if he falls in the pit, and I don't have my other previous videos, he hits the flag and the red square turns to green, and then he jumps back to this flag position. Well, in this situation I don't have the flag in here, but I do have red and green squares, so if you want to put the flag in there you can, because it's set up, but not in this video anyways. I mean, in this video I'm not talking about the flag, but it is set up where you can put the flag in there and it should do the same thing, or it should work correctly. Well, maybe I don't. Hold on. Oh yeah, I do. I have it set up. Alright, so if he falls in the pit, what's going to happen is it's going to deactivate either he's moving right or he's moving left. It's going to deactivate the character. It's going to deactivate the object live box, and it's going to activate the object blinking HP. So we didn't watch my other, and it does the same thing with the green square. So if you did add the flag in there, then the red square, which is this pit here, would turn to green. And so when you fall in the pit, then you would go back, you would jump, actually you wouldn't jump back to the flag, you would die. So this is more geared to health bar, not to lives in this situation. So health bar is you completely lose your life completely, then you die in the game. And if you fall in the pit, then the game would end. So like I said, I'm not talking about lives here, I'm pretty much talking about health. So if you fall in the pit, you completely die. If you hit a bad guy, then you would jump back to the beginning of this level. So it's kind of like lives, kind of like health bar. So it's kind of mixed in between here. So, but you could potentially add the flag in there and watch my previous videos on how to jump to the flag position. But in this situation, if he falls in the pit, he dies, the game's over. If he hits the boss or a bad guy, then he will jump back to the start position. That's how I have it set up in this situation. Like I said, if you want to watch Checkpoint, then watch the Checkpoint videos and see how I did that. But here I go. Alright, so if he falls in the pit, it's going to remain red because I don't have the flag in there. But I do have it set up. If you do have the flag, it would switch to this green square. But like I said, they both do the same thing. So, like I said, it would deactivate the right, it would also deactivate the left character, and it would also deactivate the object live box and activate the blinking HP. And the blinking HP is this one I've talked about before in the previous videos, where it would just blink a couple times, and then it would, after 20 milliseconds, the game would end. And like I said at the beginning, I talked about this before in my previous videos. At the beginning, you want to have the blinking HP deactivated, so that way the game doesn't end just like that, because you haven't gotten hit yet. So, but the blinking HP has to be in the room for it to switch to the blinking HP later when you get hit or fall in the pit. So it needs to be in the room, but make sure it's deactivated when you first start. And there it is right there. You have the health, your health, and the blinking HP, which is not active when you start the game, but it will be activated once you fall in the pits. And it has to be in the room, otherwise it won't work. Alright, so that's the pit. When you fall in the pit, you die completely. Your character is deactivated, and the object live switches to is deactivated and activates the blinking HP. The switch won't work in this situation if you use the instant change. If you try to use this change instance right here, it won't work. That's why I had to use the deactivate and reactivate, because the switch will not work. It just, Game Maker throws an error or something, so I use the deactivate and reactivate to work. The change instance won't work. Okay, so we're talking about the health here. So once he collects the health for the object right or for the object left, you have to put in both locations, object right and object left. It's going to do this. So, and make sure it's set up for the object life box. Don't make sure it's not set up for self or other. Make sure it's set up for object life box. Otherwise, your health bar won't work. I mean, because when you try to collect the health, the health bar will not do anything. It will leave it. It'll be the same. If you lost 1 health, 2 health, or 3 health, and you collect the health bar, collect the health, it won't do anything unless you have it set up to, unless you have it set up for the object life box. So make sure it's set up for the object life box when you collect the health. So what this is saying is, if image underscore index equals 4, image underscore index equals 3. So if your health is completely gone, so in this situation we have image 0, 1, 2, and 3. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 images, okay? So you have to have 4. You have to have 4 images here. So there's 4 images for the health bar that indicate that he has full health, and he has partial health, and he has a little bit of health, more than a little bit of health. So he has 4 images, so you have to have 4 here. So if the image is on 4, then he's going to gain a life, which is 3. So if he, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. So if he's at 4 here, so he has 1 health left, and then he collects the health. Well, he what I was trying to do is get it to go here, where when he collects the health, he gains another health. But if he gains the health, he's just going to go completely to full health here. But you have to make sure that if you gain the health, that it works for all these images here. So if he's at 4, then he's going to gain health, which is here. If he's at 3 healths, 3, which is this right here, he gains health, it goes here. Yeah, if he has 2, then it goes to this. So you got to make sure you cover all your bases with all the images that you have. So all these images here are covered. So it doesn't matter if he's at the last image, he's going to gain health. If he's at the next image up, then he's going to gain health. If he's at the second image, then he's going to gain health. And if he's at the beginning image, then he's going to gain, well, almost at the beginning image, he's going to gain health. So you got to make sure you cover all your bases. So all the images that are showing, all the images right here, all these images here I'm showing here are covered. Doesn't matter where he's at on his images. If he's got 1 health missing, if he's got 2 health missing, if he's got 3 health missing, when he collects that health, he's gonna I covered all my bases and he's gonna gain the full health. If you don't cover all your bases on all your images here, when you try to gain the health, you're not gonna gain the health. You know, if you miss one step, if you miss one piece of code, and you try to gain the health, he's not going to go to full health anymore. He's not going to full health. It's just not going to do anything. It's not going to work right. So let me demonstrate what I'm talking about here. So if I take this out, if I take this out, if I take this out, and only this is visible and working, then only that image is going to work when it gets hit. So when I do this, alright, now he doesn't gain the health. He doesn't gain the health because he has full health right now. But if he gets hit, he loses a life. He collects the health. But it works in that situation, but if he loses 2 healths, it's not going to work right. So that's why you have to cover all your bases here, because it's not going to work correctly. Now watch. Doesn't gain health. Whoops, I died. Hold on. Alright. He loses 1, and then he's going to lose another 1. Now watch. He gains the health, but I know it's not going to work on the next. It may not work on the next one. And I don't know. You got to make sure you cover all your bases on your code. Something's not going to work right. I don't understand what's going on here. It should not work. But I would just keep all this code in here, because all these images here are going to work for that. All this covers all your bases on your health bar, wherever you're at. If you lost 1 health, 2 health, 3 health, 4 health, you're going to gain it back when you gain the health bar. Gain that health when you touch that health. So just make sure that all this code's in here, and it works for the object live box. And then you want to make sure destroy other on the health bar. Do not say self, because it will destroy yourself. Make sure it's set to other, because if you have another health in there, it will just destroy that 1 health, not all of them. And then with the health I have in here, set it to -10. This is the object health I have in there now. Oh, actually, this is the one I have in there now. So it's at -9, the depth, so he can go in front of it and go behind it, or he'll be in front of it. This health will be behind it. Then when he hits the boss, this health box will switch to this object health, which means that now he can collect the health. Because like I said at the beginning, you have full health. You can't collect the health because you have full health. But once you hit the character, once you hit the bad guy, then this object health, which says health not yet, so that means when you, this is the health that it's in the game at the beginning, so when you touch it, you can't grab it because you have full health. Once you hit the boss, then this health not yet switches to this object health, which means that now you can collect it because now you lost 1 health. And that's what that's talking about. So like I said, just make sure that the object right and the object left has, when you collide with the health, that you're covering all your bases. Make sure that you have all this code in there, because this is covering all your bases. So if you lose 1 health, you lose 2 health, you lose 3 health, that all that code's in there. That way when you grab the health, you will get full health. If you're missing some kind of code in here, if something's missing here, then when you lose a health and you try to gain health, then you may not gain full health. So make sure you cover all your bases, having all of this code in here for all your images. And what I mean for all images, I'm talking about all these images right here. This image, this image, this image, or this image. All these images here are in there with your code for that. You know, whenever you collect your health, you're going to gain full health for any of these images here, and that's what all those codes I showed you are applied to. Alright, thanks for watching.